Why you wanna carry? Pick it up like you ain't even know the game. Been married, you was just divorcing it. You ain't even going back. She said she was not with you. Your BA the sound effect. Part of that, part of that, part of this. Move it like I barely flex. I ain't even flex a wrist. You ain't even take enough risk to catch up to this. And if you wanna be mad, I guess your jaw still pissed. It ain't no draw, but you can see me leave you this. And on the track, you could try to run and get it back. But laid back before you dismayed. Looking like I made before you heard the diss that I made. Looking like she stayed before you even knew that hoe could tell. Looking like it ate the nights in, but she can stay today as well until 11, 12. Don't F that 12, cause she got a lot of information and that's not for sale. Like who is gon' tell? Looking like you did a pan, and if you plan, I guess you go before you snitch on your man. Sign again, that's your immunity. Talking like you new to me. Talking like it's nothing, like I ain't heard what you was suing, see? Truancy, looking like you paused to see. You took a reason, that's a L before you had to lose your seat. Looking like you looking for nothing, like it wasn't even in plain sight. Couldn't even tell you the lane, and you could just already complain. She just wanna stay in her lane. She like to know that is her plane, so she wanna get fly. Told her coming with me again. So we did do that.
Silver Kruger on the track.
On the last reason that is nothing, that nothing can't last. But if it lasts, I guess it's going in ever and forever. Like Andre 3000, I guess we going forever. And that's another rap. Gotta go right to back. And if you looking for your pen and paper, you better think of that. Because if it's off the mind, I guess mine's is similar. And like, and if you
Silver
didn't
Kruger
think
on the track.
alright, I guess I didn't really right. And you didn't even look alright. The beat could try to blast, but the mic could fall before you sight. And if you sight and try to hand, hold up and look again, throw a right hook again, man, you still shook a friend. A friend can shake a hand, turn around and be a foe. Before you know, he got your back door, and he ain't got a key though. And if you got a key, I guess you gotta go and see, cause the doors ain't open even though you do get a key. And if you wanna go off a sound like Alicia, gotta get it before you could buy it. That's Elisa. And if you wanna say you didn't know what it could mean, and if you could get what I said, I guess you know just what I mean. And that's just no, you couldn't get it, but you knew how it is. And if I told you you ain't know, I guess you didn't know the biz. So the biz ain't often slowing down, going in, going back to work again. The business had is your girl twerking again, like she working again. Your feelings hurting again. And if they not that hurt, I guess you heard the beat prepared. And if you heard, I guess I'm going in. And you ain't said a word. You was listening to the flow before my time and told me to go in. And if I'm going off like Goten, I guess you see me kick it like Koo. And if I didn't know, then if you didn't, guess you know. And she said no, he didn't. And if I did, I guess I gave her what it is. I guess she's not a terrorist, but she just blue like ISIS. And if she look for me, see me right to my eye. Never left her, pray for all those waterfalls and cries and tears that she left her. And if you wanna look before you even see who time it was in your mind, I guess you freezing before you frozen time. And if that's not a history, a hologram could take a pic. A holograph, I guess I graph you out before you graphic it. And if it's not an animation, looking like it's 3D art, looking like you getting greedy, man, I break your greedy heart, cause you couldn't eat the steak. Ain't for one, son, looking like you ate a mistake, and you just looking mistaken, son. And if you wanna get that A&1, I guess I been getting A's before I was one, looking like I been the one, like Neo. And if you wanna know, I guess, hey, what you see though, you can try to see yo going in like you got an ego. I could be fly like an ego. You can even feel I die, looking like it fill the blanks, and before you even see who die. And if you playing hangman, you better spell a letter game. Gang go off like you never had to go again. If you saying what you knew, I guess it had to show again. Now you want to pause the beat to say, did he go in there? I'ma answer your question before you even know, and then how you gonna start your beat back up with no hook? Looking like I gave you a layup with no look. So you can lay up, your girl lay back. I told her I could take it back before she came back. So in the month of May, she was looking like Cinco de Mayo. She just wanted to come and try, yo. And if she knew I was, she was like, oh boy, looking like she didn't know. Now she was a no door. No ignore, she ain't wanna hear your for. Looking like you give a location, like you got a 4. If you wanna get it, add it up like who is with it. Add is what, and add nothing to say you ain't gonna get it. And if it did, understand the plan. Gave you a new plan to hand. The hand that got it going off like no rocks is on the sand. Sand got granulation, time can show you missing facing. You ain't even missing, but near my beach, I guess you missing and facing down to the ocean, looking like an oceanographer. And if I gotta get you, I guess I ain't gonna throw you that far, sir. And that's how far I could trust you then. I throw you far as I could trust you then. I never had to say it's nothing, but I told you you couldn't trust again. That's a lot to add up to be adding up to zeros. Thinking, looking like you flying, but you landing not a hero. And if you here, I guess you go. I guess you had her, she was looking like pick it up and try to be fly with her, and ain't looking white. Girl, that girl was looking right, looking at me like she said, I wanna do that tonight. So I let her do like she ain't even know then. Told her I could be the Mac before I Bernie strolling. And if it don't make sense, you ain't adding up to what don't make sense. And if you wanna figure out it's not these instruments, and you can say you hate what you knew, but if you heard the beat, I guess that's the reason that I ain't heard of you. Cause the beats they go off and you ain't even speeding up. You just holding like back. You ain't wanna meet up, man. You ain't gonna charge you a lot. They record what you saying in your head, thinking about you going out and looking, trying to duck the feds. But ducks go quack, looking like you still mighty, going in freestyling like he did alrighty. And if I did righty, no left orthodox, and looking like a South could take you to your power to say he's gone then. Before you seen how far then, before it even go far, before we took it to beef and say we ain't no star. Cause the star and the cow ain't over the moon. And if I got you with a silver, I guess you hold your spoon, because you getting fed from a spoon before you suck the milk. And if you eating out a spoon, I guess your Gerber feelings felt. And if you burp like a baby, I guess I'm up like a burp. I guess the girl hit me up, she wanna hear how it chirped. So I let her tweet, she was looking sweet, so I took a sip. She said, you ain't gonna talk. I said, loose lips sink ships. And she said, my legs ain't loosened up for the real ones until I met you. So she knew that we did one. We been on one. And if we off that, I guess you still trying to get one. So I leave something behind, it's a single. Before you had your time to intermingle. And if I gotta get it, I guess there's no reason I popped the can, no Pringle. Kris Kringle, red with the hand of a reader, looking like I never wrote like a JR writer. Before it was a Harlem Nighter, before I had to read a lighter like a Jamaica Fire. Rastatari, looking like I played a game back in the day. Old Atari. If I did it, say I'm sorry. I guess I'm not sorry. You was saddened, looking like you hating before you play your mans who was maddened. If you wanna get a game, I guess the foot can run a game. And if you wanna go back to the future, I guess I told a thing. The future be me, The thing is not the reason you can't sing like your reasons. Girl was looking like she meeting a reason that she was looking back to you and not speaking. The meeting wasn't even a barely greeting. She said she could take it a long time and I ain't give her the weekend. But she just liked to hear how it was in the past days. Say she made it a few ways, but she still hated a few days. And even though those days was bad, the good times came around. Rolling like John Amos. Before you heard a sound, came back to the America just to say I land in the town. VA, where the sound play. No sound playing, ain't playing. That's young white boy over there, young Zan, saying super like he's kicking it like he was in a plan again and looking like you gotta stand before you even man again. His man is growing up, who holding up and slowing back and whoa, wait a minute, how you going? We ain't even really know why I gotta rap like that to say that I could spit a fact. You ain't even going on a hook, you barely counteract. And if you wanna hear how I could go and get on chords, I guess you gotta stop and play like Della Reese and try to ignore. Sing for him like a touch by an angel before my hand could play and pray again. Before you see your chick and she wanna come and just stay again. To dine like a hand to say she comprehend so we could never even end. And if she wanted her a root, I guess I gotta be like Kenga, a ruin. I gotta go ahead what I'm doing. And if I'm seeing what I'm proving, I guess I'm not really showing. But you can see how I'm looking. I guess my hair's so glowing. Looking like Eddie Murphy before I see her hall. Looking like I gotta see her like she made a prank call. Says she going with her mom and her paw, but she was with me in that moment while you was losing draw. She was trying to get it like McDonald's, looking like she wanna get a burger before she fry again. She ain't wanna say that it was the reason why she try again. And if you wanna love her, give it a moment why she buy again. Bye to the same lie. Left you and she said bye. Said she with me. She wanna get some new things to buy. Got my own currency like King Shafi. Looking like I gotta get it like Big Poppy. Looking like I chill. She said I heard Big Poppy. Not sloppy seconds. Looking like you knew a Joe. Before you had your foe. Had to get it like you never know. What you know? Looking like how it's gonna go. And if you heard what I said, I guess you didn't really know. And she said she really did it though, and you ain't even believe her then. I guess I had to leave her then so she could tell you how we can end. And the same conversation before we even talked. She said she was chilling with me. I think the girl was from the York. She was looking new, but you was old to her too. And I ain't leave her nothing, but she told me what she wanted to do. So I told you how it is, and she said we didn't flee. We just laid around and chill for a moment, watching on some TV. And your time could be the reason the division's likely that she wants to come back to be with me rightly, and then looking like she right-winded, looking like she out of breath, like when you ended. And you could try to comprehend what she said. She said she gon' think ahead before she leave you where you dead. Yes, and ain't even died in. And if it's getting tatted on your skin, I guess it's died then. In the ink before you think, before you gotta write no thinking, looking like you thinking about the reasons why you think you drinking. If you gotta drink your sorrow, I guess you had a hustle to borrow. I guess you meet your customer tomorrow. You ain't getting no money, dawg. Looking like how it's going and belly going off. And I'm just chilling for the moment, I ain't showing off. Cause I already did show up off and off. Did I show then? If you looking, I guess you didn't really even know then. One take, I'm gonna go then. Ain't even really going off, but I said I'ma go in. If I did see you outside, I guess you did do something good. Cause you came out just to say that you ain't in your hood. Cause in your hood, in your house, that ain't gangster, you a slouch. I see you chillin' on your food and time. You think you not getting donned in like a wand in pimp. Like a wand before he got to be a don. Then I came through demanding, give me paper like that's not off trees. And if I'm blowing, I guess you got it fall. That's some winter leaves. And if them gon' believe, I guess they win for their term. I guess they winning for a cold season like they win a turn. And you ain't understand, write it in a thesis plan. You ain't even get the greed of reason that you eat again. And if you want to eat again, you better pray before you eat again, because we leave you some wheat and say you ain't lying, you see again. And if you want to lie and then, I guess you wake up in the pasteurization before you see who really in it. Fine faces looking like my face is chasing fines, paying fines like I look in the mirror, pay some time back to myself before I chill and think about the times before it even show again. My face can age with time. Hey, like A say, looking like you gotta see me like it's Mayday. Flower weed like it was a brand new day. Looking like the sun before I even been the one. Looking like I had a plan before you even got it going. Then if I gotta play, I guess I never really ain't play. Looking like you got applause before you even say okay. Looking like I'm flowing down the beat like he gon' say okay. You ain't even really going off like you just had a rap. Looking like you barely even going. You ain't working fact, you ain't even working out. I can't see you flexing. Looking like your girl is working out with me. She's the only thing she wanted to take with it as a weapon is protection. But she got it like a Magnum. No Trojan, she just wanna go in. She was like, oh, and looking like when she gonna go off. No, then never you see you, she ain't gonna know. Then she ain't even wanna know your name. She gonna go then, go like she going, looking like some DJ, looking like you gotta rewind before you be playing. Looking like I got a DJ like Paul, looking like came out like a mafia dog. Looking like it's nothing with 3 and looking like you sick before she even put the dig in. Looking like you gotta go ahead and it'll fall off. Looking like I make you go stand up and fall off. Like you understand up to a young G now. Looking like I gotta counter you before you see a foul. And that ain't even all the text. Show us back before I go ahead. Give you a tricking out of me right at your neck. Like you better see how it's gonna really get. Even if you wanna smoke that 6 ounce sour. Looking like I gotta spit it, who is gonna devour? And if I gotta eat with a wild wolf and get, I guess I gotta break your bone before I go about harmonizing it. At your crossing rodent, looking like you knowin'. I guess I'll make you eat something that's like a rodent. And if you wanna be like an orange and a black, looking like I got a Latin girl, she was really fast. Yeah, you don't know what you gonna say till you finish what you ending. Looking like you gotta say what you comprehending. Right back to comprehending. That's a calm force guided. No writing who plotted. Looking like who got it. Never had to leave what you nodded. Go ahead and do it like it's an artist. And if you wanna be on a list, I guess like a bucket. Gotta kick it with you like your girl said, okay. Looking like you ain't even wanna go and luck it. I threw it like it was nothing, so duck it. Now you wanna go back with a line. Looking like he gonna go, hey, he was rhyming like, yeah, belly in time. And looking like you ain't going, that's a new rhyme. Go ahead and say, we gonna do this. We gonna say it's 20 minutes, you ain't even prove this. And we gonna say, right now, that's 32, 46 seconds. Like, you was gonna tell who? And the beat's still 40. Looking like you got a spell, that's a 40. Looking like you gotta chill, like she was a bad little shorty. No reason to get her. Had to go ahead and leave it with a letter, because I know it's about a chitter. And if it's at the time of the moment, looking like you gotta go back just to own it. And if you ain't like the beat, you ain't even own it, so you can't complain. We don't want it. We can go ahead and buy you a deal then. We can go you buy you a meal then. We won't even talk about a record deal. We was talking about something that you buy for real. And that's 3 for the 100. Go ahead and buy 3, son. Cause that's 33 times 3 plus 33 cents. You ain't even asking. And if you wanna get messy, I guess you had to talk like you was on the jet to Laxie. And I heard those been said. You ain't saying nothing, but I been led to the right reason that you ain't know now. Go what you want me to go right now, and go ahead and slow to the floor down. Looking like the floor ain't even wanna go now. Going like what am I gonna talk about? Looking like you said something. That's what you talking about. Man, you talking a whole long time. Whole half hour they ain't even on the mind. That's really only 15 and then looking like you gotta go in and then because you sped it up times 2 fin then. And if that's not the fend off then look like what you gonna say with friend. Step up to you and Mike did win. And Mike didn't win, that boy did fall. It look like you gotta be a little junior dog. So go ahead, try a fly bird. Looking like you gotta say, nah, that's her. And if you wanna her, that's fly, that's B. And looking like I just see, that's me. And I did see past then. Looking like I been done left you past then. And if I'm done finished then, you go ahead and say you the ending. Try to be the end to finish what was sending. Try to be the school to say you wanna go and get the ruler. Try to think about before you even knew who was cooler. Gotta go off like I was medulla, no habla. Before I talk to you, no gotta like I mean like a medulla oblongata. And if it's not what I could say before you even thought, okay. And if you looking like you going in, I guess you thought, okay. Cause in your mind, you is mentally insane, and then insane like you come before you come around complaining. Then what you gonna say again? We ain't even finished, even start to even end it, to say you didn't even fend it off. Looking like we been seeing you a fiend, like we fend you off. And if you wanna hustle, I guess I did fiend, I fend you soft. Soft, go ahead and say you hard, I show you off. Take a shirt off, throw a ring out your head and make you soft. Cause even if you swung a hook, titties love your pussy shook. And you can talk and finger while you get the finger, and pinky look like white again. You soft as like you hardened by. You try to go and buy what you just thought about. You ought to sigh. You ought to be sad and mad before you even thought of what you had. Before you got it, threw it in the bag to say that you can brag. Before you popped it off the tag, you got dropped in what you had. And if you dropping like a stock, I guess the iron cops were clad. And if you copping off the wrist, I guess your wrist is not on cuff. I had to take your girl, I left you with a whole lot of stuff. Lot of stuff, but nothing hold you back to give you something. Never say I leave you with a lot, but I could owe you some. Owe you something going crazy. Lot could get all for 80. Looking like you going crazy. Looking like you too crazy. Now that lot is inherited by all, and you can try to make her up before you made 6 down, dog. And if you looking for the other 6, even on the ground, roll around like it's another 6, having about your sound. And if you thinking about what's found, you ain't even know what's high. And if you looking like you 3C6, I guess it's 18 by. And if I'm rolling around, I'm legal, looking like I was so regal, like a cinema. You can see I get your girl, she wanna get up, and looking like she want me to get in her like an animal, but I ain't going doggy style. She was looking crazy, child, looking like a chock-a-boom. I heard like any now or later, looking like you gotta see who gon' later. And who gon' later now to be on the past pending, looking like it's pending, like you still comprehending, looking like I slow down before you even knew who ended. And if I gotta say end and comprehend again, I guess you gonna be mad to say, man, well, we can go do it then. We gonna say something I told you you can just do then. Before you check me out, and I couldn't even say it's not. And if you wanna see a key, I guess it's not. Yo, and key, I guess it's no IKEA. I need it. Looking like it's a whole bunch of furniture to be seeing before it's crossing seas, then to be bought off of a boat, to know what's getting off of what's woken. What's off that boat? Is that some hair then came around to get far from that right there then? Cause those are some bugs looking like that's two talking then. You ain't heard what came off the boat before you talk again? You could try to see, sure, we take you by the shore, looking like we see you like you didn't know, you'll be sure. Up on the ground before you see your land, and say you got a lot to say you couldn't sink a ground again. Ground still says grounded before it was a neutral plan. Had to come around, you better chill before I do your man. And if you didn't do what you knew, I guess I prove your boy. Couldn't go in like I just told him that he do not know it. Know it, didn't know then. Do he not know then? If I told him what I do, I guess I ain't gonna show then. Go ahead and show praying then, defend then, to say, man, this ain't nothing, this only an hour. I was at the 10 then. And if I got a pre, I guess you got a 10 for me. Before I show you I got that D. And you could take it like you see. And you could take it up your age. You could talk and be okay. Your dogs really went astray. I told them dogs to make a way so they could be fine. Looking like your girl fine. She said she was paying a fine like she look and see me shine. And y'all niggas looking damn. So I can't roll damn. But I done been damn. And told them niggas folk looking like them know. If you knew I damn I quote. I guess I go you how to hold it like you didn't even know. And if you want a Democrat, I guess you want a demonstration. I guess you gotta be a vice president before a president stand adjacent. Looking like you see a president. One, that's a gift then. Told you what you gotta smile for, that's a facelift then. You ain't gotta get no boat before you had a CD talks. I guess you had the flow before you heard my flow like Detox. Looking like a doctor before I told you take a day off. Looking like I Dre beat the game up day day off. And if I took the time in, I guess I had to think about myself before I grind in. And I ain't thinking about nothing but looking signed in a language, thinking about those who couldn't hear me out. Just say language. And if I couldn't see, who couldn't even see what I know. And if I pray for everybody, I pray that they can feel at least the sea. Though that's some water getting fresh. Came out the fast, looking sour, looking like you couldn't see me. That's a dirty little owl. Dirty little owl, still clean than a minute. Looking like you think you crazy. I pray for all those demanding. And if you want to say that's a schizophrenic kind of K, looking like you going like you got A and D, okay? And if you got an AD, that's still good. But if you got an F, you still could get a passing grade for the past your grades. The future still took the reason that it's tardy grade. A tardy grade said how you wanna hardly hate. Hardly hate be tardigrade, see, looking like you could never be tardy to greatness, to lateness. Understand that you couldn't even, hey, this is not the reason I was getting the deal. And if I told you I could flow, I guess I had to be the cipher for real. But not to decipher, that's encrypted, looking like you had to get it. Never say I couldn't talk a lot, to say you a lit it. You could try to lit what's lit. You ain't thinking real, but you ain't even talking. Lot of and I ain't even cursing. You ain't even in person. I go off like I was in third person with 3 people to say you who's equal. If it wasn't even half, that's not barely equal. That's a ratio. The 1 to add the 0.5, to hold the 0.5. To say I'm high for the moment just to survive. And this to say surviving for the reason. Not off the topic, but I still know we living for Christ. So you could try to walk it, the real path. Still the wide road, try to take the structure. Looking like I'm a FUD, but it's ducking, hucking for the Donald. Looking like there's no reason that you ain't even wanna run around like McDonald. And looking like a clown with some red shoes. Looking like the blood talk to the reason that the Crips too. Walking off, not crippled. Pray for all the lays ones crazed. The ones you say who going crazy, the laid back to say. And if you wanna say, that's the L and the G and the T and the Q or whatever the letters spell, who knew? And if I pray for everybody too, I ain't gonna eat what you lose. But I take some choices. You got some time to choose.
Silver Kruger on the track.
You can say who lost, who went in, who did it better. I ain't gotta do it better. But even off the topic of the letter, it's not no problem to the 9. But the other 9 still took the recline. So who gonna lay back to the fact that it came to me like that? That's a problem. Before I took your chick back, she better give me the rich back. And say that the poor could go ahead and be a fact. Before you gotta add a factor in. And say who's backing in.
Silver Kruger on the track.
Man, the only thing that back around my hood is your girls win. They win, blow, and they see me leave, dope. They say they don't wanna believe, so they come to the door. And I say, what's up, Joe? Those lows, looking like flows. Going in like those yo-hos? Nah, those chose. And if they chose, I guess they not chose. But I took it back to C-Bond to say I gotta get her up before she loosened down her bond. Her yield could add up to be a treasury, see. Pray for all those yelling, see. Hey, telling me? You telling me who yelling, talking like your phone telling. Apples getting apples spoiling the worm before who's selling out the seed on the ground. Like knew a ton to say the seed got bit by Eve before the evening done. Before it even rose the atom up the AM atom one. To say how it fall to be the PM in the night, son. And the night came around the moon. Silver had to get a spoon. The cow jumped over the moon before Stewie had a silver spoon. Stewie cooking stew, looking like I chop in 2. And if I get it like it's half, I guess that's not a Torah suit. And if it's Torah Suma, I guess it's Torah Suma. Whatever the food is, you know it's tiramisu. And if you knew what I'm doing, I guess I'm getting it like a connoisseur. And if I took it in halves, I guess I split it like sign of happiness doing. And if it's not a par, I guess it's not a take. I guess death gave you a moment to take a break. And if you want to know how a purgatory could have purgatory, looking on YouTube trying to figure out what is purgatory, and that's too phony. But it's not too phony. I'm laughing because I know these niggas out here too phony. And that's a smile. See a kid and laugh a while. Cause I'm balling like Jason before I took off the masking trial. And if you wanted the masking tape, you could lose and take your fate. before you even knew how the light could show you how it was late. Lay back to be laying, looking like Hussein, never playing. Rewind before you thought about what you saying. Saying not to even make it too difficult to the trial. Looking like it be hard for the moment, but it's not that long. What you asking questions, listening. You wanna say what I'm gonna do before you even getting winded out your flow before you didn't even go. And if I told you I'm too cool, I guess you know that I'm so cold. Cold looking like a breeze. Before you see this is a breeze. And I'm finished like I spray this dirty game like some for breeze. Finish with it, breeze. Dance off on the mic like I was breeze. See, breeze. V-A-N. Hey. Where you from? That V. What you know about V? The girl gave me the V. Before she left you, and you see, I gotta talk about something else. Okay, what I'm gonna say next. You just wanna see me go and get it dirty up like it was flex. Looking like I gotta ask before you even gotta tell. I guess I'm clean before I chop it down like I had to ask as well. She was like some wood. I told her she could if she asked. If she wanna get me for the moment, I guess I'll take it back. Took her back to the A-way, looking to the 90s, hey. Looking like she wanna get a 9 before she took the lay off, laying over. What she wanna get a shoulder to cry on, just to say in the future life gonna be over. And if it's over, I guess we going with Jehovah, looking like you gotta know, but you can even make a water flower wetter, looking like I make her better. She was getting sour with you, called her a new amaretta. Got her on my arm before you even met her. Had to let her be like she was trying to see JC before she had a destiny, before you knew her child could be, before you had a Tavia. She looking like Latavia. And if you want to say you knew, I guess you gotta see Michelle, cause she's still bad as hell, but she's singing for the Lord, so a prayer she do well. And the other one is too. Whoever else was, oh yeah, Callie, she bad too.